And we're back with MMA News Leak, and we're here at Xtreme Couture in Vegas with Ryan Couture. First and foremost, how is the injury, the staph infection?
It's finally a thing of the past, thankfully. It was a nightmare to go through and had me pretty much immobilized for 6 weeks, but I've been back to training now since early December, and I'm feeling ready, getting ready to fight again finally.
How bad was the infection?
It got pretty bad. It was a cellulitis in my shin. It started with just a little scratch. Someone didn't trim their fingernails before practice. Got my eye out for whoever that might have been, but by the time I figured out something serious was going on, it started as just a couple little knots on my shin, but so I thought maybe I just kicked the bag funny, something like that. That happens all the time. By the time I realized it was something more than that, it was cellulitis already, and my shin blew up, got bright red, and there were a couple days where it hurt to even be on my feet. So it was no fun, but the biggest thing was just how hard it was to get rid of.
But now you're back to fighting, and you have a new opponent, Lee Higgins.
Yep. Originally I was going to face Juan Zapata back in November, but obviously had to miss that one due to the infection, and apparently Juan lost a fight in between then and now, so I've got a new opponent. I'll be fighting in Austin, Texas on February 18th, Strikeforce Challengers 14, taking on Lee Higgins. Looking forward to the matchup. Lee is 2-0. He's got a couple of fairly quick submission wins, so it should be a good challenge for me on the ground. I'm expecting to be the more well-rounded fighter, and hopefully go in there and maybe get to show off some tools I haven't in the past, and get another finish hopefully.
Speaking of submission wins, you had a great submission win in your pro debut.
Thank you.
Was it coming out of a fireman's carry?
Yep. Yeah. I took Lucas down and got a little sloppy trying to pass his guard, and he hit a slick fireman's carry on me, but made a mistake on the way through and gave me the triangle choke, and I was able to lock it in and get the tap.
47 seconds, or?
I think it was 1:15.
Minute and 15. Now, how do you feel about the payoff of the months of training for 1:15 seconds?
I'll take it anytime. You know, the grueling training is a pain, and you kind of are kicking yourself for going through all those hard conditioning sessions when the fight is so short. But I'd rather come through injury free and with a good highlight to add to the reel, and easy money any day of the week.
Where do you see yourself going from here?
I just want to keep plugging away. I'm real happy in the Challenger Series. I think that's a great fit for me where I'm at now, skill and experience-wise. I think Strikeforce will be able to make a lot of good matchups for me and help me continue to grow as a fighter, and then eventually work my way onto the main cards and keep climbing the ladder. And,
one final question. I know you've said it before in multiple interviews, but what brought you to fighting?
Obviously I became a fan and kind of became passionate about the sport watching Dad compete over the years. As his career grew, I got more and more into it, and to the point where I was following the 3 or 4 MMA sites every day, trying to keep up on the latest news, and finally, after I graduated college, I had some free time and wanted to get back in shape, and got into training that way just as a hobby, and found that I loved the training and the competition just as much as I liked following the sport. So I've kind of made that transition from super fan to living the dream.